Chapter 18, Crunch Time. The alarm on her cell phone went off, but Holly is still tired. She hits the snooze button twice. Finally, she sits on the side of her comfortable bed. Her parents are up. She can hear their shower on down the hall, groaning as she wheels her body towards the towel closet in the hallway. Blood is beginning to circulate through her body up to her brain. Now she realizes if she doesn't get going soon, she will hit rush hour morning traffic. Holly takes a shower and brushes her teeth. After she gets her jeans and hoodies on, she packs her bag and makes her bed. Her parents are already in the kitchen and breakfast is almost done. Unfortunately, she can't wait for breakfast. She apologizes to her mother as she grabs a bagel and takes 2 of the pieces of bacon that have finished cooking from the pan. Her parents hug her and warn her to take her time. She agrees, but runs out the door. As expected, Holly does hit some rush hour traffic. While inching along, she takes the time to eat her homemade bagel and bacon sandwich and drinks one of the juice boxes she took from Wesley's stash. It takes her about 2 hours to get to the college. When she arrives at the apartment, Laura is already gone. Holly puts away her clean clothes and then freshens up a little. Her journalism professor informed the students class would be canceled the Monday after Thanksgiving, so Holly used her class time to blog. Her topic is self-love. Holly has always been close to her parents, and she credits them for giving her lots of love. They taught her to love all aspects of herself, being a woman, a daughter, a sister, and an aunt. Holly was so proud of the way her parents handled the test about race with Teddy, but she expected nothing less. The Woodwards always emphasized knowledge of one's background was important. Read, listen, watch, and be critical thinkers was a common message in their household. Self-love and her faith in God are why Holly's sister Willow is able to handle the demise of her 4-year marriage relatively well. And Holly knew she too would be able to handle her grandfather's passing, Bernie Sanders' loss, a Johnny's leaving, and whatever else life throws her way. After blogging on the topic of self-love, she makes her way to her sociology class. It's funny how Holly and the rest of the sociology class seems to enjoy the discussion of the class now. Dr. Dayton always provides the class with current and challenging topics. Today's class discusses religion. The conversation is very respectful as some share their religious practices. One interesting part of the class is the discussion on spirituality. Becky, Destiny, and Holly share how they believe in life after death, whereas the rest never really thought about it that seriously. Again, the class is so interesting, time flies by quickly. After class, Holly and Teddy briefly talk about Thanksgiving weekend. They want to get together to start putting together the research paper. Neither are sure where to meet, so they agree to just get together later in the lobby. A couple of hours later, Holly finds a seat in the lobby as she waits for Teddy. Laura is coming out of the health services office. Holly has not seen her since the Thanksgiving break. Laura sees Holly and walks over to talk with her. "Hey, I see you made it back," comments Laura. "Yeah, I got in around 10 this morning. You were already gone," informs Holly. "I knew my journalism class was canceled, so I decided to come today instead of yesterday." "Good. How did the rest of the break go? Did Teddy and Ethan come by?" asked Laura. "Yeah, it went well," replied Holly. Holly notices Laura looks a bit tired. Are you doing okay? Did you just come from health services? Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little tired, replies Laura, as she stares past Holly with something else on her mind. I'm late. Holly looks confused for a second. There are a lot of people in the lobby, and she hopes she didn't hear what she knows she did hear. You're late, like for class? Or in you think you're pregnant late? Asks Holly. Pregnant late, states Laura. By who? Your partner, Teddy. Are you serious? Questions Holly, with her face in a state of shock. You didn't use protection? No, I wasn't expecting to. Well, no, we didn't. At that point, Teddy walks up behind the two of them. It is obvious he heard the entire conversation by the look on his face. In an effort to give the two of them some privacy, Holly gets up from her chair, but Teddy insists she stays. Holly pays no attention to him and walks over to the coffee shop. Teddy looks at Laura. She seems very tired. In his mind, he wants to blame her for the predicament they're in, but he sees the tiredness of his mother in her face. He feels in him the rage his father would have when he was younger, not being equipped for the responsibility of having a child or children. Teddy just looks at Laura. It's going to be okay. Let's worry about it when we know for sure, offers Teddy. I'm going to go to the drugstore in town to get a kit tomorrow, informs Laura. Sounds good. He gives Laura a hug and walks over to the coffee shop to meet with Holly. Holly looks up from the coffee counter and sees Teddy. She doesn't want to pry, so she waits a moment to see if he wants to share any of his conversation he just had with Laura. He doesn't say anything, so she focuses on the research paper. So did you want to try to find a room in Kennedy Hall again? Asks Holly. That's as good a place as any, replies Teddy. The two walk over to Kennedy Hall in silence. Although Teddy didn't appear to be concerned, Holly figures she would keep quiet and wait until they found a place to study. They peek into several rooms, but all were occupied by either an actual class with instruction or students studying. Eventually, the two find a small area which looks like an old conference room. There is a table and several chairs on top of the table. Placing the chairs on the floor in a stack provided some room for them to rearrange the table and set up two chairs around the table. It is not very comfortable, but it is workable. They review the information they have and both agree they need more survey information. Both agree to try and get at least 10 more each from a diverse group of people. The other information for the project is divided up equally for each partner to research and provide more detail. The two students set up times to meet to put together the research paper. Both had other classes, and they knew time is getting short to complete this race project assignment. Holly and Teddy are able to get in 4 hours of work before security came around to close up the building. Teddy walks Holly down to her apartment, but doesn't come up to the apartment to check on his possible baby mama. When Holly comes in the door, Laura is sitting on the couch with her feet on the coffee table. Some books are sprawled out on the floor and one across her chest. She seems a little bit more upbeat than before. Holly greets her, places her books and laptop on the table in the kitchen nook. Holly quickly goes to the bathroom and then returns to the living area with Laura. "Are you doing okay?" inquires Holly. "I'm fine. Did Teddy say anything about us while you two were studying?" wonders Laura. No, not really. We have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. Plus, we have other classes to worry about at the same time." "Sure. It's just he was so sweet and caring when he found out." "Really?" "Yeah. He told me everything is going to be okay. We'll take one step at a time," recalls Laura. "Okay," replies Holly. Laura is so blinded by Teddy it is embarrassing. Holly knows Teddy has not changed. If so, he was only steps away from the front door and didn't bother coming in to see her. Teddy is a player. He knows what to say to get what he wants. He has no shame. Holly didn't want to burst Laura's bubble, and maybe Holly is completely wrong. Maybe Teddy is ready to settle down. "So are you going to get a test to make sure?" asks Holly. "Yes. I'm going to try and drive over to Walmart and get a test sometime this week. If you are pregnant, what do you think your parents will say?" "Oh, they will not be happy, not at all. But I will cross that bridge when I have to." "Well, let me know if I can do anything to help you." "Thanks. If you can keep this just between us for now, I would appreciate it." "Oh, definitely. I'm not going to say anything." "Great." Holly goes over to the kitchen nook and opens her economics book and starts to study. After an hour, she calls it quits and gets ready for bed. In Chapter 18, Laura feels that Teddy really cares about her. In the comments below, share a time when maybe you mixed infatuation with true feelings. See you in Chapter 19.